Hey, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Matthew Maley from MatthewMaley.com. Week 14 of the NFL officially just ended. Just got done watching the Seahawks destroy the Rams. And thanks a lot, Marshawn. Thanks a lot. That's all I'm going to say. We'll get to that in a little bit. But so it's time for another wrap-up video for Week 14 of the NFL, and as well as some fantasy. So first off, we'll get the happy news out there first. Ravens won 9 straight home wins, new franchise record. Really, they were going up against the Colts, so I mean, really, they should just be called the Indianapolis Mannings, because that's obviously all they have, and when Manning isn't there, we see what they have pretty much. So really, yeah, I was expecting that was pretty much a gimme game, but it was a good performance by everybody. Ray Rice looked good, so I was happy. It could have been one of those games that is almost like a trap game, kind of like what happened earlier in the year against the Jaguars, which I'm still beside myself as to how that happened. But so that was solid. But the big game, the real exciting one, was the Cardinals versus the 49ers. And I picked the Cardinals to win this game, putting it out there, and not like I'm going to stick by my team and always pick them. This was actually like a legitimate, I felt they were going to win this game. I don't really know why, I just had this feeling. And I will say my feeling was a little scared after very first possession for the Cardinals. Kevin Kolb gets knocked out. Damn near literally. Catches a knee to the back of the head, out for the game. So all our hopes and dreams rested on Skelton. And I like John Skelton. I think he's a much better quarterback than people are giving him credit for. And I'm impressed, honestly. He's, if I'm not mistaken, he's 5-1 this year in games he appears in. I want to say something like that. So kind of says, hey, why not play him more? But it ended up being a great game. Our defense is looking great. This is the team that I thought was going to win the division. This is the team I picked to win the division. This is the team that I knew we were from the beginning of the year, when everybody's like, oh, the Cardinals, they're going to suck without Kurt Warner, da-da-da-da-da. Even getting Kevin Kolb. There's no Kurt Warner. And I was saying, look, we've got solid defensive players. We've got studs on our defense. We've got studs on our offense. Fitzy's always going to be Fitzy. Beanie actually started becoming a facet to our team. I really felt Andre Roberts was going to start picking it up. I thought Early Doucette was going to be doing a little bit more after, having a couple of our pretty big, wide receivers leave over the past few years. Obviously, Anquan left a while back, but Stevie leaving, that was a big thing to me. So I honestly thought Early was going to pop up and do more, but not so much. But overall, ended up being a great game. Skelton came in, managed the game very well. If I'm not mistaken, he ended up with I think 280 yards and 2 touchdowns. Yeah, great touchdown pass to Fitzy. Fitzy just went up and just snatched it from the DB, ran it in. So it was beautiful. And then our defense stepped it up, and we essentially won that game. People can say, oh, the 49ers lost it. Nah, we won that game as far as I'm concerned. So there were some other really good games. It was nice to see Detroit, not Michigan. It was nice to see Detroit get a win, beat the Vikings. Granted, it was a lot bigger, point total from the Vikings than it probably should have. And of course, I didn't play Detroit's defense, which got 30-something points. 29 points. We'll get back to that later. As well, I gotta say, very, very exciting game was the Cowboys versus the Giants. I hate both teams with a passion. Cowboys more. I despise the Cowboys with every shred of my being. I have to. I mean, I'm a Cardinals fan. And we have so many Cowboys fans. I've talked about this before, I know. I won't bore you with it. But I don't like the Giants very much more. I never liked Eli Manning after his whole draft day. I'm not going to go play in San Diego, so trade me type of thing. I never liked that. But I got to say, great game. And shout out to my boy, Jason Pierre-Paul. Wow. Dude is a man stud. Dude is a beast. I am so impressed with his play, especially when coming out of college. A lot of teams passed on him because he was seen as such a green player. He was seen as somebody who was going to need a lot of work in order to become a solid NFL player. And he has turned it on so much. I'm blown away by him. And him hurdling the offensive line to block that field goal after Coughlin froze the kicker. Awesome to me. So I love that. Shout out to JPP. You're a beast. Get traded to somebody else so I can go buy your jersey because I will not wear a Giants jersey. So, next, I hate to do it because every single other person in the entire damn world is talking about him. But how do I not mention Tim Tebow? I almost feel like I'm being trolled. I almost feel like this is the biggest troll job in the history of the world. And for 3 quarters in every single game, he plays like absolute garbage. I could play better than him. And then 4th quarter, he says, hey, let's get him again. Woo-hoo. Let's troll him a little bit more. And he comes back. I'm not going to get on this thing that everybody else is getting on with some divine intervention or any other corny shit. I'm sorry, but if God's worrying about what's happening in football while little babies is dying in Africa, while people are getting raped, murdered, stabbed, all that shit, then we've got some bigger problems. But I know it's the fun thing to say, oh, it's divine intervention because Tebow's so religious. Okay, cool, whatever. I'm not going to get down with that. But I will say, dude is amazing in the 4th quarter. He's like another player. Why won't John Fox let him play that way the whole game? He wouldn't have to do these amazing comebacks. But the fact that they were down by 10 points with 6 minutes to go, shit, they were down by 10 points with like 3 minutes to go. They got the touchdown with 2 minutes left and were able to come back, and Matt Prater hitting a 59-yard field goal and then a 51-yarder in overtime to win it. Shout out to him, man. That was impressive. So I can't not talk about it. Tebow, congratulations, bruh. You're proving a lot of people wrong, myself included, so congratulations. So really, it was an overall a good week of the NFL. Some good games. I ended up picking 14 of the games correct. So even after my mishap 2 weeks ago, when I didn't have, or last week when I didn't have Wi-Fi and only picked 4 of the games right, I'm back in 2nd place in our overall pick'em, and I'm only 1 game off. So I should be able to make a little bit of comeback, I'm hoping. So now let's get to the fantasy. And it was a bad week. First off, we'll say in the one league that I was already destined for pretty much last place, but was hoping that there might be a chance. Hold on, I'm going to pull up the score here. I ended up, actually was doing pretty well in the game. I felt pretty good about it, like I might get a win. But I ended up to continue the course of this league. This is the league that I've multiple times lost by less than 5 points. I ended up losing by 54 points. I'm sorry. 0.54 points. I lost 116.54 to 115.08. It was to my homegirl Jen, so I'm alright with it. I mean, and it's not like it really mattered to me. It helped her to lock up 1st place for the playoffs, so I'm alright with that. I'm, a bottom dweller anyway, so whatever. But I ended up tying for last place in that league, but I scored 100 points more than the guy. So I ended up getting 9th place in that league. Awesome. So they're starting their playoffs and leaving me behind. The other league that I was actually able to sneak into the playoffs on after I'd been doing horribly and was able to, at the end, go on a little bit of a run and make the playoffs. I was the 6th seed, but whatever, still made the playoffs. So ended up playing a guy that I really can't stand. He talks way too much, always has some kind of comment to make, and it's never funny. He'll never watch this, and if he does, whatever, I've said it to his face. But ended up losing pretty badly. Final score was 121 to 85. Really just didn't have a good game from anybody. Stafford ended up getting me only 19 points. Arian Foster only got me 5 points. Ryan Matthews only got me 14. I picked up Nate Burleson at the last second because everybody was saying that he was going to be a really good play. But he ended up getting me like 2. Got 11 from Stevie Johnson and 7 from Mercedes Lewis. Plus I got 19 from the Seahawks D. But it just wasn't enough. He had the Jets D, which also got 19. He had Eli Manning, which got him 27. Julio Jones, which got him 22. And then Steven Jackson and LaShawn McCoy both had 18-plus games. So it's official. I'm knocked out of the playoffs in that league. Ended up in 6th place in that league. So better than 9th, but barely. Then we go to the other league that I, hadn't had any chance in. I was tied for last place. was playing my boy Trayvon, and was crushing him at first, was feeling good. He even called me. He was like, man, screw you, you're beating me, whatever, even though he'd already beat me early in the season, so whatever. And then, of course, I log on, and he got 35 points from the Jaguars defense, as well as 22 from Marshawn, 27 from for Brandon Jacobs. Wow, I can't talk today. And sadly, I had the Lions D on my bench, and really all I did other than that was Ben Roethlisberger for 29. Dez Bryant got me 19, the Jets D got me 18, and Mason Crosby got me 17. So I ended up losing in that league as well. Again, I'm tied for 9th place, so it's not like it matters, but it would have been nice to beat my boy since this is his first year ever playing fantasy football, and he is 3-10, and 2 of his 3 wins were against me. That's awesome. I'm sure I'm going to be hearing about that all year. And then we go to the other league, the league that I was in first place. Now, let's do a little bit of history just for funsies. Last year, playing in the same league, I was in first place and got defeated the very first week of playoffs after having my first round bye by the last place person. And I swore that day that I was never going to play this league again because I think it's BS that everybody makes the playoffs when why do you even play the regular season then if everybody's just going to make the playoffs? But I'm a sucker, and of course I'm not going to not play because I committed to the league, so of course I'm going to, and it's buddies from work. And sure enough, the first place team of the Rounders got beaten by the 9th place team of the Jersey Toad Smokers by a total score of 132 to 139. Yes, 7 points. Thanks to his performances by Larry Fitzgerald, Ben Roethlisberger, Roy Halou, Darren Sproles, Tony Gonzalez, as well as the Steelers defense. While I had 23 from Stafford, 19 from Marshawn, 29 from Marcus Colston, 12 from Dez Bryant in this league. Why only 12? The other one's PPR, that's why. And 18 from Steve Smith, as well as 19 from the Ravens D. There really was nothing I could have done. Oh wait, yes there was. Brandon Jacobs sitting on my bench because I played Ahmad Bradshaw. Because nobody mentioned that Ahmad was going to be out for the first, half of the game? Yeah, nobody mentioned that. Awesome. So, ended up having those 22 points sitting on my bench. Could have won the game. Instead, I got knocked out again. First round as the first place team by the worst team in the league. So overall, I went 0 for 4 in my fantasy teams. Ended up going, essentially, I'll take my 2 wins. So I went 2 and 4 for pretty much the last week of fantasy football. We'll have a couple consolation rounds, but, whatever. It's not like you're really playing for that. So I'm still going to keep doing these updates, at least to talk about what ends up happening through the rest of the regular season as well as the playoffs in real football. And I'll probably comment some more on fantasy just for funsies. But hopefully you guys had a better week than I did. Did you guys' playoffs start? If so, how'd you guys do? Again, hopefully better than I did. Since this is the second straight year that I got knocked out of both of the leagues I made the playoffs in the first round. So not very good, to say the least. But it is what it is. Fantasy football is stupid and heart-wrenching and stupid. But I still play it every year, and I'm going to do it again next year. And I'll probably be doing these exact same videos next year, cursing out fantasy football. But it is what it is. So, hope you guys had a better run than I did this week. Hopefully your teams did well, both fantasy and regular. And let me know. Drop some comments. Comment on how your team did, how you're feeling, how you're stacking up going to the playoffs. If your playoffs already started, how you did. Let me know. If you're up on MatthewMaley.com right now, just throw it over in the comments section. Leave me a message up on there and I'll respond. Or if you're up on YouTube right now, just throw me a comment directly in the comment section. While you're at it, throw me a like if you wouldn't mind. Maybe subscribe to the channel. I don't know. Maybe watch the video a few more times. I'm just asking because you guys are awesome to me, so can't hurt asking. Of course, if you are up on YouTube, check out the rest of my website as well. Go to MatthewMaley.com. Has all of my video blog entries listed under the video blog title, as well as you can drop me a comment on there and check out my background and my intro video as well while you're at it. Of course, you can always follow your boy on Twitter. You can follow me at Matthew Maley, and as always, I would appreciate it if you went on to Facebook and liked my page. Search for Matthew Maley Poker. Put all my big updates up on there. So check it out, and as always, thanks for checking out my videos. Much appreciated. Overall 2-4 record this week. It is what it is. Shitty way to end the season, but what can you do? So until next week, until the next video, your boy Matthew Maley from MatthewMaley.com signing off. And as always, great win by the Cardinals, great win by the Raiders. Wow, Raiders, Ravens, God, it's too late. I gotta go to sleep because the Raiders got destroyed. Anyway, I could talk about the Packers, not even going to. Hate them so much, not even going to mention it until they get to 16-0. That's my word. But we'll see. Till next week, it's your boy signing off. Peace out, y'all.